Woohoo! Woohoo! Yes! Hello Team Powersports fans, and welcome back to the TPS Motovlog. I will be your host today, Sarah, and I am super excited because I get to ride the all-new, redesigned 2019 Kawasaki Ninja ZX6R. Now it's super cool, this particular ZX6, because this is the first time in 10 years that the ZX6 has come in under $10,000. This bike, as it sits, is $99.99. Now what's different about the 2019 ZX6 is it gets whole new plastics from front to back. So the front end here, much more aggressively styled after the ZX10, as a matter of fact. Different side plastics, the tail is now slimmer and a little more compact. One of the things I love about this motorcycle, because I've had a ZX6 before, is not only do you get the LED headlights, but now both headlights are on. It used to be that one was on for low beams and the other was out, and they were both on when you turn on your high beams. Now you have low beams and high beams, and they're LED, and they're both on all the time. You also get an LED tail light, extra visibility, and there's a whole host of really great features that come with this motorcycle. So the first one that we're going to talk about right here on the dashboard, you've got the power modes. You've got the full power. I push the selector here and switch to low power, which I'm going to start out with because these are brand new tires. In fact, they still have the little hairs on them from the manufacturing process. So we'll start with the low power. Now I also have Kawasaki's traction control. I have traction control off, and then modes 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to start out in 3 because, again, brand new tires, and you probably can't tell, but it is a little bit chilly outside today. You keep the analog tack, which I absolutely love. It's got the Showa big piston separate function forks, which means each fork is doing an independent job, but when they are hooked together, as they are on the motorcycle, they function together as a unit. One of the other changes for this year, not that you can see it with the cover on, but it's been re-geared. So this actually has one less tooth on the front sprocket, giving you better acceleration. And of course this bike makes somewhere in the neighborhood of 130 horsepower, depending on who says the horsepower number and whose dyno it's sitting on, but man, that is a good looking ZX6. Woohoo! Now one of the things I love about the ZX6, especially in its modern incarnation, as well as the 0506 model, is that it's not a 600 or a 599cc like many of the 600cc class motorcycles. It's actually a 636 cc's. So it has just that woohoo! Woohoo! Yes! It has just that little bit extra. So let's talk about ergonomics. The foot pegs are set high and to the rear, keeping my feet up and away from the ground and offering me, the rider, a much more aggressive leaning position when I'm going through corners. So whereas I may be sacrificing something as far as comfort, especially over long distances, I'm gaining a whole lot in the cornering segment. Now the seat on any supersport, and the ZX6 is no exception to this rule, is very high on the bike. And it's also very long. I'm actually finding that I can slide all the way forward and kind of hold on to the gas tank with my legs. But if I really want to get aggressive with it, when I slide all the way back, this is MotoGP style seating position, which is pretty cool. The gas tank on the ZX6 has these flares here on the side, and it really gets the knees and legs tucked in and holding onto the motorcycle. Of course, clip-ons are the gold standard for any supersport motorcycle, and clip-ons meaning that the handlebar itself clips here onto the fork of the motorcycle, sits my arms in a low position, so I do have a little bit of weight resting on my wrists at all times, but that's what really helps get the motorcycle and the rider operating together as one unit. Some supersports are more or less comfortable depending on you know, how long are your legs and your arms? How long are you in the torso? Some people might say that a Honda is more comfortable or a Suzuki is more comfortable. I've always been a very big fan of the ergonomics on the ZX6 Ninja. Now, as I said earlier in the review, this does have a 636cc inline four-cylinder engine that makes about 130-ish horsepower. But what I'm noticing is that it is remarkably smooth. I'm getting no buzzing in the handlebars, in the seat, anywhere on this bike. It is smooth, linear, powerful power delivery. You've probably heard the term confidence inspiring before with regard to motorcycles, and this ZX6 fits the bill. When you have a bike that has the traction control, that has the power modes, if you choose to go with an ABS model, it really puts a lot of systems in place to give you, the rider, the confidence to not second-guess your decisions. Originally, when bikes started getting these technologies, a lot of us hardcore long-time riders were resistant to this kind of stuff because, well, you know, I don't need all that. I don't want the motorcycle telling me what to do. Well, that's why you can turn up the power and turn off the traction control. This 2019 Ninja is shockingly smooth. Going through the corners back there, over the rougher terrains here where they're doing a little construction on the road, I mean, it just is seamless, smooth. It's really, really wonderful. All right, let's turn the power up to full. I'm going to leave the traction control on the highest setting because these are new tires and because it is 47 degrees outside, but let's see if there's any notable difference in the power modes. You know, I'll be the first to admit when a bike is a little beyond my skill level, and out here on these city streets, I'm probably not even riding it hard enough to be able to notice the difference between the lower power mode and the full power mode. And to be honest, they both feel great. I wonder if I can switch those on the fly. I can switch them on the fly. I think what the difference here between full power and low power mode is doing is actually changing the amount of throttle input needed to get the same kind of power result. Let's try that quick shifter. Here it is. No clutch, quick shift, up. Okay, I did have to roll off the throttle just a little bit, but then it slid right into the next gear. Let's try it fourth to fifth. Oh, that is seamless. Alright, Team Powersports fans, there it is. The 2019 all-new Kawasaki Ninja ZX6R 636. I really enjoyed this motorcycle. I'm going to give it 10 out of 10 on handling, 10 out of 10 on style, 10 out of 10 on power delivery, 10 out of 10. This is an awesome sport bike, and for it to come in at $99.99 for a brand new Supersport 600, Kawasaki really knocked it out of the park with this one. And if you want to see it in person, you can come on up here to Team Powersports Raleigh at 9008 Glenwood Avenue here in Raleigh, North Carolina. We're on the web at www.team-powersportsraleigh.com. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube. We are hashtag TPSNC and at Team Powersports. That's it for the TPS Moto Vlog, TPS fans. We will catch you next time, and I hope you have a great day.